The clock is ticking toward a midnight the world refuses to acknowledge. Look around you. Can you feel the atmospheric shift? The air is heavy with the weight of prophecy unfolding. But while the nations rage and the earth trembles, a much more violent war is being waged within the confines of your own soul. How many nights have you laid awake, crushed by the weight of a future you cannot control? How many mornings have you opened your eyes only to feel the immediate suffocating grip of anxiety? You feel scattered, you feel heavy, you feel like a casualty in a war you didn't ask to fight. Why does your heart feel like lead before the sun has even risen? Why do the memories of your past failures haunt the silence of your room? The enemy wants you to believe you are alone in this darkness. He wants you to believe your struggle is insignificant. But what if I told you that your survival this far is proof of a divine conspiracy to keep you alive? What if the very pain you feel is the signal that you are being prepared for the final hour? Stay silent, listen closely, because the strategy for your total deliverance and the secret to the armor you didn't know you were wearing is about to be revealed. God, I stand before you this morning, and my first words are thank you. Thank you for opening my eyes when so many stayed closed. Thank you for the quiet moments before the world descends into its deafening roar. In this brief calm, this fragile pause before the relentless pull of responsibilities begins to tear at my spirit, I acknowledge you. I thank you for this space, for this breath, for this divine intermission where I can simply be in your presence. The stillness is not empty. It is a reminder that you are near, even when my strength is gone, even when my thoughts are a battlefield of confusion, even when my heart is a stone of heaviness. I thank you for another chance to try again. This is not just another day, it is a tactical opportunity to grow, to love with more intensity, and to trust you with a ferocity I lacked yesterday. Some mornings I wake up with the fire of hope, but let us be honest, some mornings I wake up exhausted, defeated before the first battle is joined. I carry weights that no human eye can see. I carry worries I never chose. I carry memories that sting like vipers and questions that scream for answers that do not come. But hear this. No matter how I feel, no matter the mountain of baggage I carry, no matter how the chaos of this day unfolds, you are still here. That fact alone is the foundation of my existence. Thank you for life. Thank you for a heartbeat that remains steady, faithful, and constant, even when I am inconsistent, even when I am unsure, even when I am drowning in the overwhelmed state of my own mind. I thank you for the breath that fills my lungs without my permission. I thank you for this body, this vessel that works in the shadows of my consciousness in ways I never notice. I thank you for the strength that arrives unbidden when I am at my weakest. I refuse to rush past this moment. I refuse to treat this life as something ordinary or mundane. I will not forget how fragile, how precious, and how temporary each day truly is in the light of eternity. Today I force myself to slow down. I breathe deep the air of the Spirit. I acknowledge the terrifying miracle of simply being alive. Thank you for choosing me to see this light. Thank you for the gift of now. God, I thank you for the protection I will never fully comprehend. How many accidents did you divert? How many invisible daggers did you quietly block? How many times did you step into the fray when I was blissfully unaware that my life hung by a thread? You watched over me while I slept in my vulnerability. You guarded my life when I was blind. You covered me with a care that no human could ever provide. There were times you redirected my path without an explanation. There were times you delayed me when I was desperate to rush into the fire. There were times you slammed doors shut, doors I was certain I needed. Now the veil is lifting. Perhaps I don't see the full map, but I trust the navigator. You were there. You are always there. For that unseen shield, for that quiet, relentless faithfulness, I cry out, thank you. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for not treating me with the justice my sins demand. I thank you for the forgiveness that meets me at the gates of every morning. Even when I repeat the same wretched lessons, even when I struggle to break the chains of my nature, you stay. On the days I fall short, the days I speak death instead of life, the days I let fear scream louder than faith, you do not walk away. You do not shame me. You do not turn your back. You remain. You are patient. You continue to love me, not because of my works, but because of your holy character. I thank you for grace. Grace for the mountain peaks, and grace for the valley of the shadow of death. I thank you that I do not have to perform for the Creator of the universe. I do not have to prove my worth to the King of Kings. I come exactly as I am, broken, tired, and real. When I am overwhelmed, you steady the ground beneath me. When I am shattered, you hold the pieces together. Your grace fills the cavernous gaps where I fall short. I thank you for the blessings I can see: the bread, the shelter, the work, the purpose. I choose not to overlook the miracles right in front of my face. But God, I also thank you for the blessings that felt like curses at the time. Thank you for the no. Thank you for the heartbreak that saved me from a greater destruction. You were guiding me. You were shielding me. You were preparing me for the weight of glory. Thank you for the strength that carried me through seasons I thought would break my very soul. I am still here, not by my might, but by yours. Thank you for the peace that surpasses understanding, the peace that settles my heart when the world is on fire. When anxiety tries to seize the throne of my mind, you whisper, calm. When fear gets loud, you speak truth. I thank you for the people, the ones who love, the ones who pray, and even the ones who wound me, for they have taught me the compassion of the cross. I give you this day. I give you my plans, my worries, and my expectations. I release the idol of control. I let go of the burdens you never asked me to carry. The world would have you believe that your life is a series of random accidents, but today you have heard the truth. Every breath is a stay of execution. Every heartbeat is a gift of mercy. The real world lesson is clear. Gratitude is not a feeling, it is a weapon of spiritual warfare. When you choose to thank God in the midst of the apocalypse, you are declaring that your King is still on the throne. Do not walk into this day as a slave to your circumstances. Wake up. The shadows are fleeing, and the King is coming. Will he find you rushed and distracted, or will he find you aware? Will he find you grumbling, or will he find you standing firm in the grace that has carried you through the fire? The time is short. The stakes are eternal. Live with intention. Walk with the King. And never forget the fact that you are still standing is proof that God is not finished with you yet. Cover yourself in His presence. Move with His power. For the glory of His name, let your life be a living sacrifice of praise. Amen.